Theresa Contreras, also known as Design Muse, and I am CEO and co-founder of BAJA FORGED. I grew up off-roading and working on cars and motorcycles in the garage with my parents, and my love for that has really never changed. I pretty much do the same stuff now. So I want to share more of my journey with all of you on customizing off-road vehicles and all the crazy adventures that we take with them.
Hey everyone, I'm Jason Contreras, co-owner of BAJA FORGED and an all-around desert enthusiast. I've spent the last 30 years learning all about the automotive industry while working at LGE CTS Motorsports, where we worked on everything from collision repair to custom vehicle builds.
Okay, so BAJA FORGED.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was after, well, it's generally the idea for BAJA FORGED started after you had your Ford Raptor and you kind of designed it and built it the way you wanted to. It wasn't,
Yes.
It was different from what we had done in the past. And we were kind of going in a new direction and kind of what we wanted to be focusing on.
Yeah.
And I think that was the first vehicle to kind of like put that out there for us.
Yeah.
And then from there, I think we, you do all the things you did with that.
Yeah. It was, for me, it was really about like, I wanted these like clean lines. I didn't want, right at the time there was bulky, pre-runner bumpers and things like that. And I didn't want that. I wanted something clean that fit the contour of the vehicle, that looked like it was supposed to be like part of the vehicle from the factory, but then really, enhanced it the way it needed to. We wanted to build something that we could use off-roading and, beat the crap out of it, but then still, it looked good. If, we're taking it, we're in, the LA area. So we're taking it out for dinner and driving it around and stuff. And it's a nice, badass, vehicle.
It's still
So
different.
I went to SEMA, and that's where I met Von Gittin Jr. and people like that. And then it went on to get a cover of Truckin' Magazine. So I drove it down to in Mexico, and then it was on the cover with the ADD Raptor at the time. And so from that cover, it was really cool when I came back, from Mexico, and then the cover came out, and then I got a call from Foust, and he was like, hey, saw your, Raptor on the cover of this magazine. Like, I want you guys to build, a truck like this with those bumpers, for me on my Gen 1 Raptor. And then we had Fred Williams from Dirt Life also, that was one of their first episodes that they did too. Is it Dirt Every Day? Not Dirt Life. Dirt Every Day. I said it wrong. I knew that. And that was like one of the first things that came out, and there. So it was cool because we were starting to get recognized by certain people, and it wasn't something that was a custom build. It wasn't. This isn't something, we don't produce parts like this.
At that time.
Yeah, but then we started to.
Yeah.
So we started to build some bumpers and stuff, along the way. But it kind of, it was a little bit of that, and that happened, and that was 2011. I go back to that, the mystery bumper, that was the mystery bumper, right?
On
that
the
everyone,
forums.
on the forums, like a couple of years later, people were like, who builds this bumper, and why aren't they out there? Who is it? How can we find it?
Before we got them into production, that was kind of the...
But even still, we were just doing little production then too.
Yeah, we do like 10 bumpers.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah. 2017, then we got we'd been doing Ford project vehicles for over 20 years. Since
we started like early
the 90s.
2000. I think our first truck was the Expedition, and that was a 99. Excursion, excuse me. 99 Excursion,
yeah.
So that was our first Ford project vehicle, and then we've done, 20 some vehicles with them since
pretty
then,
much.
So.
Yeah, exactly.
We're doing it in steps, okay? Once the front climbs, we'll slow down. This is wild, dude.
Towards how we wanted it tailored. It was starting to get this BAJA FORGED signature look and style, and it went to the SEMA show. And one of my favorite stories is The thing is with Ford, you sign an NDA. You cannot release any photos or anything about the vehicle until 9 o'clock on Tuesday morning at the SEMA show. And that's what kind of sucked is along the way, and that's why we're trying to document this so differently, is because we've always built vehicles and never been able to talk about them till afterwards, and then we forget about it. We forget to talk about them and share what that story was in that journey.
Yeah, we've got thousands of pictures and tons of
content,
that
video,
we just never really
stuff.
did anything with it. So now we're trying to put some of that out and show some of the behind the scenes stuff of what we've done.
Yeah, and so on Monday, the day before, the SEMA show debuts, I had gone, it was the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame, sign an NDA. You cannot release any photos or anything about the vehicle until 9 o'clock on Tuesday morning at the SEMA show. And that's what kind of sucked is along the way, and that's why we're trying to document this so different, is because we've always built vehicles and never been able to talk about them till afterwards, and then we forget about it. We forget to talk about them and share what that.
Yeah, we've got thousands of pictures and tons of
content,
that we
video,
just never really
stuff.
did anything with it. So now we're trying to put some of that out and show some of the behind the scenes stuff of what we've done.
Yeah, and so Monday, the day before, the SEMA show debuts, I had gone. It was the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame. And we were sitting at the bar, and I had met a couple people, and they were like, "Oh, you should see it. It's really badass." And I was like, "It's funny. It's almost like they're talking about ours, the one we just built." Mm-hmm. So then, and they were like, "Yeah, there's a post that Casey Highlights did, and on Instagram." And what? Ours has Casey Highlights on it. So then I go to look, and he shows a photo. I'm like, "Oh shit, that's ours. That's our Ford Expedition." Like, I'm gonna get in so much trouble. And it was like I'd already had a crazy amount of views on it and likes and stuff. And then at the same time, I'm worried that Ford is gonna be, mad that it already got leaked.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was very confused and didn't know what to do. But then obviously a couple days later, we won a design award for that. So that was amazing. It got a ton. We created something that people started to like in this style that was different from everyone.
Well, it was kind of Overland before that was a cool thing.
That's
it had,
true.
had a tent on it and a roof rack and a lift kit, and it was off-road capable, but it was still like a nice luxury vehicle. So it's kind of the early adopter, I guess, to that style. So.
Right. And it was clean. And that's the thing is the things that I was seeing on the market were big and bulky. It didn't fit body lines and flow with the vehicle very well. So, we were building things that again looked like something you would buy from the factory. It fit the contours of the vehicle nicely. Tried to nip and tuck everything as much as possible, but again, still give ground clearance, better approach and departure angles on it. Better protection in general from going off-roading to create all those things and not have this big bulky feel to it. Yeah. So it was cool because Ford was recognizing that, other people were recognizing that, and a lot of people started to follow that look as well.
Yeah, we've worked with our friends at Icon to get the suspension kind of prototyped on it, and it took a while to get them to get it even into circulation, and it kind of had to generate some
now doing manufacturing, and so in between all this, we were still
that's a learning curve.
Yeah, we were still LGE CTS and working with the family and everything, and then vehicles that again were the BAJA FORGED style, and we were starting to get recognized for that. We were literally winning awards from Ford at SEMA every single year after that, and that was crazy because it was cool just to be on the Ford stand in general, because Ford had the biggest, nicest booth at SEMA. Yeah. But then to continue to win awards and be recognized for that stuff was really
for a few years there we had two of our own vehicles on top of numerous other vehicles we were doing for other people in their booth.
Yeah,
so
we
have,
and paint. Yeah.
5 to 7 vehicles inside their booth at some points there. So it was a good time as far as
that
went. So.
And even at the SEMA show in general, at one time we had almost 25 vehicles, I think, or so, around that number that we had at the show that built, customized, worked on in some way, shape, or form. A lot of these vehicles would come back. You know, people ask us to bring them back all the time. We started doing vehicles for Kia also.
Yeah.
Their vehicles, we were doing them we were working with Troy Lee Designs, with WD-40, with Chip Foust. There's so many different rad brands that we were working with at the time too. Doing all of that and just,
It was a lot, yeah.
It was
we
definitely
worked
like
with-
at its peak too, the SEMA show.
street
and things.
scenes and shoot.
I know, there's
a
so
lot of
many.
companies. A lot of companies we worked with
It's-
over the years. On Speed.
Yeah. Hellwig.
Yeah.
You said Icon and stuff too. It's like so many cool brands to work with and stuff. So as a Baja Forge, that started of like we were getting more recognized. We're like, well, why aren't we doing this? We need to start producing some of these products and stuff. And we kind of knew that you know, that would be a good way to go, but we're also still, you know, doing collision repair and doing you know, insurance work our year was collision repair. I would say 2 to 3 months of the year was SEMA, you know, custom builds
vehicles,
that we almost only focused on that type of stuff.
Yeah, pretty much from like late August to through October into November. That was SEMA overtook our shop.
Right. And a lot of that was even like, and it's funny because, you know, most of these people now, when we say like a build, we're customizing these vehicles. It's a brand new vehicle, so you'll get them typically in August or September for the SEMA show that was on the first week of November every year. And you didn't get them because they were brand new vehicles. And what happened, the cycle was that, you know, June, July, they're coming out of production, right? Mm-hmm. And then you're getting them shipped to you. So again, August, September, you're getting them. You customize them. They go to the SEMA show to debut, and then they start the circuit of all the auto shows. So then they go to the LA Auto Show and the Detroit Auto Show, and then they go out to the consumers after that. So that was kind of what that cycle was back in the day. And so doing a brand new vehicle is so different than doing an older vehicle. Like that is night and day different. If you take a part off the vehicle, unless you didn't know how to take it off, because that was sometimes a challenging thing. It's a brand new door handle. You take it off, you broke a clip. Okay, now you have to try to get that part for a brand new vehicle that wasn't even
pre-production sometimes.
that you can't even get, so you had to like make a new one or something. But on an old, you could like pull that off and it like falls apart in your hand, and you have to fully fabricate a completely brand new part because it's disintegrated, you know, so it's completely different working on an old vehicle versus a brand new one. You can take a part off, make it pretty, put it back on. It's all good. So, you know, we tell people it was a couple of months, you know, only, you know, 2 months that we got to do these, but understanding, I think that part of it is a big thing. Because like this build will take us a lot longer now.
Yeah, well, yeah. This is going to take us a while.
This is a whole new animal because this is not something we've ever tackled before, too.
Yeah. As far, because we're going to be building. We stripped our frame down to bare nothing, and you're kind of starting over from scratch, and then that's part of what we're trying to document and show you all what we're doing. So kind of show the build from start to finish, and hopefully follow along, hit the race circuit eventually with it. So.
And that's what, for us, we've always, in the past, like, we've done bolt-on suspension, things like that. This is not that. We're getting brand new axles, for it. We're doing, a full custom suspension for it that isn't off the shelf, These are all things we got to make different mounts and brackets.
Building 4 links for it.
And again, we've customized things a ton, but this will be a new challenge for us because it's not something that we've always done in the past. So that's kind of new and exciting, and that's what we've always done. We've challenged ourselves with things like that, I guess.
Yeah.
So getting back to like the Baja Forge journey, that in this part is like, then COVID happened. In COVID, year 2020, okay. February 2020 is when we officially said we're starting Baja Forged, as a name. Jason came up with the name, and I like that because he's good at that type of stuff. And and that was like, we knew it needed to Baja because that was just a love that I've always had, a love that we shared together, you know, as we started doing things. And it's a different life, and everyone kind of knows that. If you've been to Baja, it's like, it's freer. You just feel.
Well, it's the lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's the lifestyle, going down there and the racing and going out for poker runs and hanging out with our friends. And it's just the whole, everything. It's all encompassing.
Tacos.
When you go down there, you just, it is. It's like the days just go, they fly by, and you have fun and you have memories for forever. And we have a lot of friends that we've gone down there with. So it's kind of something
We're
that was
made in LA County too. So that's a really big part of what, you know, we think that means to us. You know, and honoring like our community here and supporting it, that's really important to us. And we think that is kind of what we stand on as a business too.
Yeah.
Changed, you know, literally in LA County, we had no cars the next day. And so, you know, February 2020, we had just started Baja Forged technically. And then March 13th, you know, 2020, COVID happened and LA County pretty much shut down.
got stupid.
And everything changed. So as we didn't have repair stuff coming in the shop, we then started focusing on building some Baja Forged products, you know, and doing more of that, you know, and so trying to still, you know, evolve into what we needed to figure out, you know, and in Johnson Valley, where we are right now, in 2019.
Yeah.
So this was our, you know,
Not in LA County,
yeah,
which was like,
a blessing in disguise that we really needed to get out and do things during COVID, because we'd go off-roading. That was one of the best things. Hey, stay in your car. You want to come off-road with us? You could stay in your car and off-road, and it was all good. Or you could come out in nature with us, whatever you wanted to do. So we did a lot more of that. We came out here a lot more to Johnson Valley. Things very much evolved, and we just, you know, we pretty much knew that lifestyle wasn't just for us anymore. And, you know, there's a lot of other things that happen in between, but we totally embraced and loved the lifestyle about being out here, being out in the desert, working on the off-road products that, you know, the manufacturing side
everything
of it
that goes along with
takes a ton of time and work.
Yeah.
So
learning marketing, learning boxing, learning, you know, all the different packaging stuff you have to figure out. And,
so
you know,
much.
Just it's not just a car comes to your door and you fix it and you send it away, you know, away a week later. This is
well, yeah, and so the thing is with a custom one-off part, this is always the thing, is people, you know, they'd see a part and they'd be like, oh, well, can you just, you know, remake that? And it's like, oh no, you don't understand. There was frame horns cut and there was this cut and this was done 20 times. And, you know, a custom one-off piece is not the same as a manufactured product that has to be installed by so much to make it as easy a process as possible for the consumer to be able to mount and install these bumpers, you know, by themselves too.
Yeah.
So,
well, we had to learn that ourselves, because it's a different process for SEMA, that you're like, oh, we got 2 weeks to build a bumper and get it, you know, everything done, our whole car
completely
in 2
different.
weeks.
Yes.
And then, you know, you're not worrying about where sensors go and where wires. You're just like, oh, looks good. Get it on the car. Let's get it down and throw it out the door.
Exactly.
You know, now you're like, oh, we have to figure out how to make all this stuff all work together and function properly. And so we've been spending our time definitely getting that kind of stuff figured out, and making sure that we can get the best product out to the customers as possible.
Yeah. And so 23 is when we fully said we committed ourselves to just doing Baja Forged. You know, we parted ways with Family Business, all good. They, you know, that's good, because they can continue to go in an awesome direction, and we can continue to do, you know, a kind of a new challenge of what we were kind of doing on, you know, Baja Forged, you know, off-road products and our custom vehicles we were building.
Well, plus we're 100 miles away from each other, so it was getting inconvenient having to go back and forth all the time to go to figure out work and stuff. So we're doing our thing, they're doing theirs, and everything's good.
Yeah, so it's been good. We love doing this, and we just keep evolving too. We want to keep evolving product for everyone. We want to evolve the builds. We want to mix with you guys too, of like what we've learned along the way, or what we don't know either, and you can find that stuff out along the way too. Life is always about learning new things and growing along with it. So that to me is it's kind of fun. It's the challenging part of life, is learning all the new stuff.
Yeah.
So
we'll all be kind of learning together here, and seeing where we're at, and we'll try to show you some of the trails that we do out here, and people that we take on runs, and some of the events that we do and stuff. So
desert
you'll see some of that.
cleanups, off-road or trail
days, barbecues, and different things that we do out here. So and events we run for other people through our property too, or our ranch out here. So we work with some pretty cool companies and people too. So got to see all that along the way.
Agreed. And that's the thing is we're our tagline, Baja Forged is about, building your own path, forging it and creating something that, it doesn't have to be like everyone else's. Like we still, we're all unique in our own way, and just embrace that, realize that each one of you, that's a certain thing, that you embrace who you are and what you're doing and how you're building it. And, that's what we embrace. And we love that, when a customer puts on our bumper, they all look different because they can all customize them in their own way, and they make them unique to their style. And that's what's really important to us.
Yeah, cool.
Follow along on this journey. We're excited to have you on board, and
we're about ready to kick off 2025, and I think this is just our kind of our kickoff video for that. So you'll be seeing what we have going on, but new projects we have coming in, and
the Ford Bronco build back here.
Bronco build.
We've got
and all the cool people that are going to be joining us along on the Bronco journey.
Yes.
And we'll be highlighting all that, the products we'll be putting on it, and all that will be part of this whole of our channel and what we're doing.
Partners are a really big part of everywhere that we've gotten. Huge. And I don't care what you do, but in life, I mean, we all, is in relationships and things like that, and having the right partners to work with is a really big part of it.
Yeah.
So
cool. Well, I hope you all follow along on the rest of our journeys through all of our builds. And I'm Jason.
And I'm Theresa. And we're
Baja
Forged.
Thanks.
So make sure you guys like and subscribe to this channel so that we know that we start getting, generating some traction too. We need your help. We hope you join our community. We want to hear your comments. We want you to be part of these builds too. So
and events that we have out here too. So follow along. We'll try to keep everybody updated on all that stuff as it happens.
Totally. Thanks.
Cool. Thanks.